everything you need to know about lifting your Mercedes G-Wagon. The lift height, the max tire size, the step-in height, and the cost. And behind me, thank you, by the way, we're at Alliance Auto Care in Loveland, Colorado. Joe's shop. Joe's the G-Wagon expert. He'll be out here in a second, but we have in front of us to show you, because you guys have been asking for it, a newer Model G, and he has a one-of-one 400D diesel in the U.S. This one is on a 2-inch lift, and yes, being a newer rig, fits 35s. All right, moving on the line, we have a 350 GD, and this is on a 2-inch lift with 33s. And then our final rig right behind, you may recognize from the channel, is mine, is a 4-inch lift on 35s. And Joe's here. Joe.
All right, guys, let's go over the measurements on these so we can see what's really, what these things really come out to.
Yeah. So first things first, as we go through these measurements, we're going to just measure to the fender so you can get an idea of how tall they sit.
40 and a half.
40 and a half inches up to the fender on a 4-inch lift with 35s.
We are 36.
36 inches.
And for giggles, we'll do this one.
And then this is Joe's 400D that I just showed you, and this is front fender.
Oh, man, 36 and a half.
36 and a half. Okay, now let's start on this one and go down the line. We're going to go through step-in height because many people don't think about this when you start considering your lift, is like how easy or hard it is to get in and out of. So step-in height, and this is going to be up to the sill.
27.
27. Joe, let's see your pirate pose. So again, and Joe's a little taller than I am. He's 6 foot, and then I'll get in, and it's like a real leap. So 27 inches.
That's work. 27 is workable on a daily basis.
Yeah, and then now here we have the 350D, GD, and we've got
24 on the dot.
24 on the dot. So this is going to be your easiest vehicle to monkey yourself in and out of.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, is that easy. And by the way, if you keep the factory side step, so if you have watched the channel, I did another video that was the Mercedes G-Wagon should have came from the factory like this. It's my 2018 with a 2-inch lift in 33s. And with the factory side steps, it's even easier to get in and out of. The thing that you'll notice around this one with the 4-inch and the one with the 2 inches, they both have ORC sliders. So Joe, what's the step-in height on this?
We are 28 on this.
28.
Now I'm 6 foot. I struggle.
Yeah. Look at that step-in. Joe, just do it one more time. Joe's going to be like Vanna White today. Joe is 6 foot. I'm 5'3". So it is, it's a lot to get in and out of, and it is not for everybody.
No.
Now, so we covered the height to fenders. We covered the step-in height. If you're going to live with it day to day and you're not planning on wheeling it, unless you're a nerd and you just love the way it looks like I did, and I wheel the snot out of mine, then 2 inches is your answer. But let's talk max tire size. What's the max tire size you're going to fit on a 2-inch lift, Joe?
2-inch lift, 33s is max tire size with 2-inch lift, no rubbing, and full stuff.
Yeah, and we have seen people get, 34s?
You can do it.
You can do it, but it's like, are you willing? So
it's full.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
But I also don't like when things rub. And then again, max tire size. Joe and I did a flex test driving up on a Mercedes, which I'll show you in a second on the other side. And on here, we've got 35s.
35s. I think 35s is about max you want to go with factory axles unless you go portals. Reason being is 35s is the right size to stuff inside this fender and not tear itself apart. So,
and if you disconnect the sway bar, there's 0 room, which we did. So go watch that video. You'll see us doing the bro science flex test.
Yep.
Okay, now let's look at the comparisons. I'm going to get out of the sun because I'm melting here. On this 2-inch versus the 4-inch, Joe, talk us through the parts required. I'm going to hand you the mic here.
Cool.
The parts required for a 2-inch lift.
Easy stuff, guys. So a 2-inch lift is springs, shocks, you're going to have brake lines, and you're going to have caster correction bushings if the truck handles weird. We advise it. You don't have to do it, but it's certainly advisable, makes the truck handle better. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple stuff. To do go ahead.
I forgot to bring this up. Wheels and tires, because when you go up, you got to go out.
Right, so wheels and tires. If you're using stock wheels, which are a fantastic option, we recommend going with a 30 mil spacer. The reason is it pushes out a little bit and it fills the fender wells better, but also when you are at full stuff and full lock, it doesn't rub. So that's the other reason we do it.
Can I grab this?
Yeah.
We're going to go on a jog. This G-Wagon, it's just backing up. right behind me, that's got spacers on it, and you can take a look at the stance. I know it's being driven out of the shop here, but this has the 30 mil spacers. You're good, man. He's got 30 mil spacers, so you can see just a little more aggressive stance, especially from the back. Look at that. So the wheels stick out just a bit. Those are 30 mil spacers on that one?
Yeah, those are 30 mil spacers. I want to say that is actually a stock height upgrade, and that's a really popular one. The reason we do that on a lot of these trucks is if you're going to be 90% on the street and 10% off-road, that's a perfect solution for you guys because it handles well. It's a little bit stiffer in stock, so it reduces body roll, and it makes it so when you're going 90 miles an hour down the freeway and you're boxed with a vehicle, you're a lot more stable. So that's why we do that.
Yeah, awesome. And then we're going to open up the can of worms. A lot of people are like, what size tire can I fit? Is it worth it to go 4 inches? And the answer is, because 4-inch lifts can cost you what, about 10 grand more?
Yes.
So $10,000 for 2 more inches, and here's why.
There's so much more involved with this. Even though it's just 2 inches, for starters, we need new control arms to correct the caster. It's a 5-degree offset caster, and that's really critical. Otherwise, the truck won't go down the road correctly. The other thing is you're going to have sway bar drop brackets that are on there to get your sway bar to act correctly. Underneath the truck, you're also going to notice we have front and rear drive shafts, which are double cardan units. It's a 3-joint shaft. Otherwise, the truck will just shake itself apart. And then there's also a transmission drop bracket that has to go in there. Otherwise, the drive shafts will contact the transmission drop bracket and cause all sorts of issues.
Yeah, extended brake lines, shock extensions, and you know what I just realized? We forgot steering damper for both.
You're correct, steering damper for both, and that is included in all of our trucks, by the way. So that price I gave you is with that. The pass-through steering damper is a neutral unit, meaning that it won't pressurize to one side or the other, and it works really well, and it's adjustable based on your tire size. Shock extensions all the way around. When you jump up to a 4-inch lift, whether you're running Kings or Conies or Foxes, you still have to run shock extensions, otherwise they will max out. And then brake lines, we make all these in-house, and it's basically to suit the lift of your truck. And they are all braided stainless steel, and we also do that for your diff lock lines as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So, only do a 4-inch if you are going to wheel it, or you're a nerd and enjoy it. And like I said, it'll be about 10 grand.
10 grand more.
10 grand more. So the next thing we're going to do, stick around to the video. I'm going to show you exactly how these parts break down. But one shout out for Joe. If you want Joe to do it, Joe offers white glove service. People can ship from across the country. You can help coordinate shipping. He'll order all the parts, do it for you. And there's a bunch of other bits and bobs, which I'll let him explain if you're interested. Contact info is below. And then if you're a DIYer or if you are out of Colorado, order your parts from Jack at ackWagon. Jack is a great guy and a absolute necessary resource for the G-Wagon aftermarket. We'd be alone without him.
Yeah, we'd be lost.
So that is all. Stay tuned for prices. All right, we are here with the Dirt Wagon and the G-Wheeler, and I wanted to address a couple things that we failed to mention in the video on the lifts. One of those items was pan hard bars, which are necessary on a 4-inch lifted vehicle. The pan hard bar is an adjustable track bar. You will find it right here, and that is what's going to center the axle underneath the vehicle. So if you lift these up real tall, the axle will shift. Okay, so you need those pan hard bars, and Eurowise is who makes them. Now, the other thing that we didn't really get into is when you go up, I know we talked about wheel spacers, but I just want to address back spacing. So this truck, and I'm trying to get you a straight shot down the side, has Alpha equipped wheels, which by the way, they're out of business so far as I understand. These had Alpha equipped, now have 463 Industries. I absolutely love the 463 Industry wheels. They make some sick wheels outside of the bead locks, which is what I have here. And let's just get through the differences. On a 2-inch lift, a 25 mil offset is probably going to be your best bet, okay? What that'll do is widen the track width, because when you go up, you got to go wider. Now, on the 4-inch lift, you'll notice, see how these got a little more poke? These are a 20 mil offset, so they're going to stick out even wider. Now, again, 463 Industries makes some great wheels. ackWagonOverlanding is a vendor of 463. Go check them out. But I just want to keep that in mind. Now, we are going to turn our attention to one more item, and that is when you get a spare. So you'll notice, let's take a look here first at the G-Wheeler. G-Wheeler has a aftermarket AFN bumper, but you'll notice that the spare tire mount sits in a similar orientation as stock. So on your vehicle, when you remove that big chrome thing that's up here, you're going to see that the wheel is actually, like the inside of the wheel is on the inside. So I don't know if you can see that's finish side, it's facing the vehicle. The same will be on your stock vehicle, but on the Dirt Wagon, we have the 911 Motorsports reverse spare mount, which will flip it around from facing in to facing out. And then again, your license plate holder will stay in the same place. So I just want to, right before we jump into the pricing, which we will in just a moment, if you do end up wanting a cleaner look, like this to me is very rugged. It works okay because they put in the license plate here. But when you do lift the vehicle in a nice vehicle like the G-Wagon, the reverse mount, the factory mount just looks unfinished to me. So you'll want to factor these in. Now, sadly, these parts are not cheap. It's this mount that you can see in there. It's about $500, $490. So I have that added in our car. So now what we're going to do is turn our attention so you can see the price difference from these. So we are in the office to laptop. And let's take a look on ackWagon's site and go through pricing. All right, we are going to go through pricing. We're on ackWagonOverlanding's website, and you'll notice, and apologize for the glare, but I put in here for a 2-inch lift, your caster correction bushings. This is optional, the 911 reverse spare mount, $490. That's what I just showed you back here. So your spare tire wheel sticks out. Sticks out meaning the finished side is facing out. Okay, back to our list. Then extended brake and locker line set is needed. This is where a lot of shops that don't know what they're doing will cut corners. So you're about $500. Your steering stabilizer. Now, I know Jack sells both the steering stabilizer, which is pressurized. So what that'll mean is it will have a desire to push one way. He also has a neutral steering stabilizer. And I know Joe at Alliance Auto Care uses the neutral. So that is an option. And then again, with the steering stabilizer bracket. And again, that is going to be needed for your lift. Plus for this option, I do have the JWA springs. These are by far, in my opinion, the best springs. And then I did the Coney Raid shocks. Your total with this package is $3,600. And again, you got tax and shipping and installation on top of that. But one thing to consider is the spring option. So if I did jump into this and I wanted other spring or other shocks, I could go to, let's say I want the King adjustable, for example, and then the price shot up. So again, Coney Raids are great. I run it on both mine. If you wanted the Fox or the Kings, and the cool thing is you got options. So anyway, you can see how that works there. Now, let's take a look at 4-inch. So we've got our 36-inch price compared to, oops, wrong page, to a 4-inch lift. And this is where things get interesting. With a 4-inch lift, you're going to need the double carbon style drive shaft. You've got your adjustable pan hard bars here. You have the Fox steering stabilizer. By the way, with this cart option, you'll notice that I included the bracket and hardware. You've got your transmission cross member drop to clear the drive shaft, your extended locker lines, upper and lower control arms, as well as the lift. And then same thing with this lift. I have spec'd the Coney Raid shock, so the price can go up from there. What I did not include, and this is your grand total of $10,885, is the reverse mount. Okay, again, like I showed you here. So which lift kit is right for you? Drop a comment and share it with us. Is it a 4-inch like the G-Wheeler, or is it a 2-inch like the Dirt Wagon? Now remember, what I didn't factor in on this build is the cost of new wheels and tires. So I hope this video helps you bring your G-Wagon to life. Remember, support Jack with ackWagonOverlanding. If you need help with your build, get in touch with Joe at Alliance Auto Care. Thanks for being here, and jump right into this video to get a build tour of this 2-inch rig.